going on? What's good in the hood? This is JP. We in the building. I got True Bluey in the background. If you hear someone, that's him. Just go check out his clothing line and some of his music. You got music on the DSPs?
Yeah, I got a little bit of everything. Yeah. Anyway, we ain't talking about music, man. What we talking about today?
Shit, I'm talking right now. You can say something if you want, but we talking about what's going on, man. The whites. What did they do to racists? Now, what did they do to racists? They do the racism, man. The white folks has diluted the word racism for their own benefit. Let me explain, because they get to call people who are barely racist, or the people who are obviously racist, but then they don't never call the people who are racist. You know what I mean? Like the real ones. Let me turn this volume. It's kind of high. Sorry, y'all. It's hidden. Let me get my train of thought down. So this is all coming from them calling Elon Musk a Nazi, which I saw the video. I'm not here to defend his ass. That shit looked like a Nazi salute. I'm going to be real with you. But out of his own words, and I ain't never seen nothing else to the contrary saying that Elon Musk was a Nazi. I'm not here to defend him, not one bit. But I'm just saying, like, you going to call Elon Musk a Nazi, a South African white dude? Yes, they racist as fuck out there. We know that. They racist. But you going to call him a Nazi. You call him racist. See, y'all call the people who just say bad things about black people or say things about gay people bigots and racists, right? But y'all don't call the real racists. You call the racists the Nazis. Then the Nazis don't even know what to call the Nazis no more, because Nazis out there still burning niggas, still putting bullets in niggas' heads. They got employed by the government, the police. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know who the Nazis are. Y'all know what the Klan turned into. Do I gotta explain that? Y'all know the Klan started. What the Klan started? The sheriffs, or the Klan started with the police? The Klan is not just somebody in the government saying, "Hey, we need to protect our people." No, the police didn't just come from the government wanting to protect people. No, they came from the Klan. They wanted their power still. So Jim Crow laws, they want to control people. And I'm just so tired of hearing the media and all this echoing the bullshit, calling everybody racist. And now I can't even call a real racist because they're not going to take me serious. They're going to think I'm just echoing some bullshit. So when I go to fucking Popeye's Chicken, McDonald's or whatever, and y'all don't want to serve me right, y'all fuck up my order, y'all want to give me attitude, I can't call you racist. I'm not going to call you racist. A little off track, but let me bring this down the tone, because I'm really wanting to get it on the white folks a little bit, or it's not all white folks, the racist white folks, the people who think they're not racist and genuinely in their heart still wouldn't trust a black man over a white man. Those are the people I'm talking about. The people that swear to God there's not a racist bone in their body. They say nigga too. And they say they're not racist. I mean, they've been here for hundreds of years. They benefited from this shit. And they're going to tell you that, oh, they feel bad for that. But still, they're not going to give you a leg up. They just going to play to your face like they're not racist. But when they get around the real racists, you're going to see the true colors. I've seen it in many workplaces. I've been places. Man, personally, I trust the racist that tells me they're racist over these cracker-ass hidden racists that don't say nothing. They play like they're your friend, but then behind your back, they always trying to cut you down. A lot of people experience that. They look at the dude that says, I don't want to fuck with you, that's a blessing to me. Because I don't want to fuck with you neither. I don't. Like, if you tell me who you are, I know not to be around you. Like, if I go to the liquor store, it says, no blacks allowed. Am I going to go in there? I'm not going in there. He said no blacks allowed. I'm not going to go in there. Why do I want to give you my money, first and foremost? Why do I want to even I don't want to interact with you. You know what I mean? If I go, if it don't, it ain't gotta say no blacks allowed, because it can't say no blacks allowed. But if I go in your store and I feel some type of way, I'm not gonna try to prove to you that I'm a good nigga. I'm not gonna try to prove. I see you looking at me like I'm still. Maybe I may just steal something. You looking at me like I'm still something. I may just steal something. I'm gonna feed into your stereotype because I'm not gonna play to you. I'm not gonna pull out. I'm not gonna be the one to pull out a stack of money like, oh, I can buy anything, because they're racist. They don't care where that. They think that's drug money. They don't care that you got a whole bunch of money. They don't like you. You're not gonna be able to change their mind. They're raised this way. I was raised this way. Unfortunately. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I don't know. Mom told me at a young age, don't trust them. Don't trust them 100%. They'll lie to your face. They'll get you. And you know what? She's about half right. Because too many damn times, people close to you will turn their back on you just because someone of their race. And I say white folks, you ain't got to be white. You could be black. You could be Hispanic. And this is California, so we deal with a lot more Hispanic races than white races. When you're in California, just to be honest, like there's more racist Hispanics or Hispanic whites. I'll just say it like that. And there's more racist Hispanic whites than non-Hispanic whites running around the town. And it's not even like they want to see you die. They just don't want to see you do better than them. Let me just check myself, because I done said racist 20 times. And I'm trying to just get to the point that they're diluting the word racist. Maybe they're just misapplying the word racist, because they think that if you're a person of color, you can't be racist. But the people of color, my experience, a lot of times are more racist. They show their racism more than the whites. You go downtown LA, you're gonna deal with the Indian, the Pakistanians, and they calling each other niggers. Derogatory, not like no derogatory wise. They calling each other nigger. You are nigger, right? First time I heard that, I almost walked out that motherfucking store. But you know what? I had money to make. I had to make a decision that day. You hear the Asians? Young Asians be cool sometimes, but their parents don't like you. The parents is trying to raise their kids a certain way. But luckily the Asian generation, the next Asian generation hasn't been as racist as their parents. But a lot of times you run into their parents. When you go into the store, you going here and there, they looking at you some type of way. And I'm not even drawing a broad brush on Asians, because I've met some really cool Asians. I would say that was probably the least racist group that I deal with out here. Hispanic people, I don't even know a lot of times, I don't even know where their racist comes from. I don't know if it's jealousy, because they got a leg up on us. I done went to try to get a job in LA back in the days, and knew someone in the job in the corporate, and they sent me to the warehouse to get a job. The warehouse manager says, "Do you know Spanish?" I said, "Nah." I said, I could speak it a little bit. He said, "Nah, we need people to speak fluent Spanish here." Right? So I'm like, "Oh, all right." And I knew I was I thought I had the job, because before I went in there, he talking to the dude interviewing before me, and he talking about he got a felony court case coming up, and he don't know how it's gonna be. And the dude talking about like he's still trying to hire him. Like, well, do you think when is the case? Can you start now? So I'm like, oh, I got this job. I go in there. He tell me I got to know Spanish. Person of color told me this. What y'all call the POCs? Non-Hispanic white. Is that a person of color? Do you call it? Is that a person of color to you? Told me that I had to speak Spanish to get the job. I walked out of there feeling like shit. I need to learn Spanish to get a job. California. Luckily, the white homie plugged me in over here. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, the motherfucker's low key racist. You know what I mean? But he plugged me in. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna call him racist, but I'm gonna say he definitely, just being around him, I definitely learned that he definitely got some racist ideologies. You know what I mean? Maybe he was pushing himself to change. That's why he was getting black friends. Because when he got around me, then he's meeting all my other black friends. Now he's friends with them. So maybe that's him trying to. He just wasn't experienced. Didn't have enough experience with black folks to know that we're not what his parents said. But let's talk about this 700. Speaking about racism, they talking about, the homie said they offering $700, $750 for illegal immigrants to report them. Like $750. It definitely sounds tempting, but just it sounds like we could start a whole business about this. You know, $750, right? But I don't know if it's in our genetics to do something like that. You say shit.
Black Bounty Hunter. Watch a nigga named Tank on YouTube. Black Bounty Hunter. Damn, they done shot his ass, but he was out there.
Yeah, so Trump's guy, forgot his name, but the borders are allegedly, like I see right now, it got community noted. There's no official statement. But I'm telling you right now, people got their notepads out. They're watching people, and you know what? There may be a lot of false alarms, because I'm trying to just figure out like what level of illegal immigrant you got to be, because we got illegal immigrants, and if y'all don't know, illegal immigrants, when they cut here, they can get an I-10 number, which would allow them to open a bank account, to become contractors, to buy homes, cars. You know, like they get an I-10 number and they can pay their taxes, right? And that's what a lot of people say, like, oh, the legal immigrants, they pay their taxes. So that's the vehicle they use, is the I-10. So I'm not sure if these illegal immigrants that they're talking about don't have the I-10s. Are they just illegal immigrants working under the table, which seems way more difficult to do? Because I think when you get an I-10, you have to have one form of identification. I think from the country you come from, you got to have like a ID or something like that. So I think that if they don't have that, it may be way harder for them to actually get that I-10 number. I don't know the process. All I know is employers can't hire people with I-10s, but definitely they can use them as contractors. So if you ever run a business and you want to legally hire an illegal immigrant, you better hire them as a contractor and make sure they have an I-10. So, and that brings us to this point: like, are they gonna hit up the farms? Because a lot of these farm workers, people think they're illegal immigrants, but a lot of them are just seasonal workers that come from Mexico and they come back and forth. They have work visas, right? They're not even citizens. They're citizens of Mexico. They come up here. So you'll see a lot of posts saying, hey, they feed us and all this stuff. But I think a lot of people don't realize what an illegal immigrant is. A lot of people think Mexicans in general are illegal immigrants. And this is where I get back to the racist part for white folks. So they could say that a Mexican picking fruit is an illegal immigrant, even though they're legal citizens of Mexico and they come up here seasonal to pick during the time, you know, when they got a harvest. But they gonna call people racist for saying Kamala Harris, for saying Kamala. They gonna call people racist for saying Kamala. But They're not going, but they don't call themselves racist for assuming every Mexican picking a fruit is an illegal immigrant. I think that's more racist than that because they may not even be Mexican. I'll tell them they're not even Mexican half the time. They're from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. A lot of those countries have a lot of cartel in there. A lot of them come up here because it's dangerous for them to be down there. And I'm not justifying them coming up here or saying they shouldn't come up here. They should just do it the right way. Like I'm a son. My mom came from another country. My mom came from Guyana. She came here legally, overstayed her visa, got her green card, all that. But she came here on a visa. You know what I mean? So I can't even hit them if they coming on the visa. If you coming here on a visa, that's the right way to do it. But if you're sneaking in here, and then you got people assisting you getting your I-10 paperwork and trying to get you documented, and that's a whole different story because I feel like that's hurting. We could track the visas. You know what I mean? But we have people taking. I'm hearing that Uber jobs is going like some places you can't even sign on to some of these DoorDash places because they're so full of accounts that already have they already got enough drivers, right? And a lot of people are immigrants, legal, maybe not, maybe so, right? We got people from all different countries coming here doing better than us. I'm not gonna lie. My mom's side of the family, I don't know how. They do really good. They own businesses. They running shit. Like my cousin retired, like 50. Like I'm like, I don't know how. Maybe it's the trauma they ain't have to deal with. I think, I just don't get it. But so I do understand that when they come in here, when immigrants come here, it's a little bit easier to start off when you're already an adult in America rather than grow up through the American society. Cause I don't think that we raise our kids. We have the best society. We don't have there's so many hurdles we got. If you got kids, there's so many hurdles you got to get your kids to get them to graduate high school. So many hurdles there. I mean, you got nowadays people's kids is dying of fentanyl before they even get through high school. They're not even on fentanyl. They're just trying to take recreational drugs like Molly or ecstasy or something like that. They putting fentanyl on everything. Child want to they hear the rappers talking about cocaine. They want to try a little cocaine. Now the cocaine got fentanyl in it. They're not cutting the cocaine with B2. They're not cutting the cocaine with whatever other bullshit they cut the cocaine with. They cutting the cocaine and it actually could kill you. It's getting stronger. And guess what? If they cutting the cocaine and you're not dying, you're not gonna want the old cocaine no more. You're gonna want the new cut cocaine because fentanyl's in it. And that's what's killing the kids. Because it's not like, they cutting it with something that's weaker. They're cutting it with something that's gonna make it better and it's more deadlier. So people are losing kids. I'm hearing people dying all the time from fentanyl. I hear about people dying all the time from fentanyl. You know anybody die from fentanyl? All the time from fentanyl. On accident, too. They don't even know they're using fentanyl. That's another problem that they say is coming from outside of our country because ain't nobody in the U.S. making fentanyl. So, yeah, they offering $750 because Trump says the illegal immigrants and Canadians too, Canadians as well, are bringing in all the fentanyl. Yeah, it's a cruel road out here. And you know what? Fentanyl killing all races. Fentanyl's killing the racists. They killing the. I don't know if they killing many black people, but I'm assuming that. I can't even speak on that because I don't even necessarily think that's a drug of choice. Like, are they putting fentanyl in? I know they putting in cocaine, right? But are they rocking it up? Are they rocking it up too? That'd be deadly right there. They say crackheads live the longest.
well, potheads, but
Yeah.
they drug addicts too.
Yeah, they say crackheads live the longest. So I haven't seen. And they work the hardest, right? You said more than the meth heads?
Yeah, because meth heads don't get the job done. They just look like they get the job done. They do a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Crackheads gonna put that engine together. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like now you on the road in no time. Correctly.
He said that the crackheads will get the job done. The meth heads will leave it undone.
Yeah.
So, to my point, like, it's not too far fetched that they probably trying to put fentanyl in crack now, because they say the crackheads live the longest. So, I mean, unless they unless the racist people like to see the black people in that condition, and not saying all black people are crackers, because I done been at places and a old white lady hit me up for some crack. I ain't never sold nothing in my life, but I'm at the gas station and the white lady asked me if I got crack. Old white lady.
Did you have it?
No, I didn't have no. I don't sell it. I ain't had no crack. But I'm just saying, like, she saw me, a black man, at the gas station buying blunts and asking me if I had the rock on me. So, and we all have family members and all that, and crack be one of them drugs that if like someone can get away with smoking it their whole life, they gonna do it, and they can get away with it, right? See, and they could probably hide it, but something like meth, like I mean, I know some people that probably hide it well, but I feel like that's gonna show way faster. You know what I mean? Especially because meth have like this, you gotta keep on going or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I fuck with ecstasy a few times, and they put that shit in ecstasy. I ain't sleep good for a week. I stopped fucking with ecstasy.
Yeah, when they switched up ecstasy, nigga, they fucked the whole game up. Nigga, that's when niggas started fucking with the Molly and shit. I'm like, that shit sound like too much. You know what I'm saying? When ecstasy was cool, you know what I'm saying? That niggas could party, you know what I'm saying? They started putting all that extra shit up in there, and you know what I'm saying?
Made it dangerous.
They fucked the whole game up. Yeah, they go for like $1 right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck is in
$1
here?
ecstasy, $1 a pill. $1 a pill. Ecstasy going for $1 a pill. Not for everybody, but boat, whatever, That's cheap. That profit margin on that, cause that's $10 a pill. 5 to 10.
Depending on who you sell, so you can trick somebody out of 20, but that doesn't make sense. What's the purpose of doing that?
And the thing about ecstasy is, like, people buying pill presses with fentanyl too. Like they buy.
All it is, yeah. Motherfuckers just getting the press and just doing all kinds of shit.
Just making this shit up.
I was watching something where a nigga caught a nigga. It was on Twitter, everything, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker caught a nigga that was selling the fake pills to motherfuckers, like fake Percocet or whatever it was, and the shit had fentanyl in it. And ended up killing one dude. So a nigga rolled up on him, you know what I'm saying? Pulled his hair out, was pistol whipping him, had him tied up, you know what I'm saying? He ain't killing him. I mean, whooped his ass. It was crazy. It was a white dude too. White dude whipping the other white dude ass. It was white on white crime.
White on white.
Yeah, the kind I like.
Hey, white on white crime it'd be the best, because white people get angry as hell. You know what I mean? Black people get offended. That shit may turn into anger. But majority of white folks is inherently violent. And that is historically violent too. And it's not something that we just say. You just look at history. It's a lot of. I like to look at. Some people may not like this example, but I like to look at the fact that how Africans would enslave the tribes at the same time where in Europe they killing the other tribe. So I mean you could take it how you want it, but it just shows you how just historically black people has always cherished life, even though if it was the enemy. You know what I mean? Where you see in when the white folks started doing the slavery thing, they was cutting off hands. You know what I mean? They're breeding. You know what I mean? It was like science. Like it's so evil the way they do things. Where when you just, hey, y'all lost, y'all work for me. You know what I mean? Where now, the white folks came in, they taking over. It's just violence. It's just all built on violence, and it's a lot of violence in history, a lot of violence in American history. Like, United States used to be 98% indigenous people. When the first white person came, it was 98% indigenous people. I think indigenous people, the number's a little skewed because there are some outliers. The Moors, a lot of uncounted stats. You know what I mean? You see a lot of African descent that's not really counted as being indigenous. A lot of it was like bred out. You know what I mean? They came over here and they got bred out or they got killed. You look at some of the ancient statues, you see the wide nose. You know where that wide nose comes from. You don't see that nowhere else. You don't see that in those areas where you see the statues with the wide noses. You don't see them people with wide noses. If that makes any sense. So if you assuming that they came from this ancient group, but they don't look the same. So there's a lot of this inconsistency with the indigenous people here, but to be honest with you, that's just what Europe does. I'm not even. You could say the white. I'm just gonna say the Europeans, because the Europeans caused a lot of trauma around the world, all the way around the world. They didn't had Hong Kong for 100 years. You wonder why there's so many light-skinned Asian people, because white folks went out there, and that's why they look up to that. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of dark-skinned Asian people, and there's even. You heard of that island out there in India? The island where they got the tribal black folks. They just left them over there, tribal. I mean, they really hostile too. They don't fuck with no outsiders. And it's right off in India. It's
North Sentinel Island.
North Sentinel Island, yep.
Yeah, it's like Thailand or some shit like that.
Yeah, really hostile group of people. They're not fucking with no outsiders. And you see how what I mean, and that's pretty much what history is, and they don't want to explain that. They don't want to explain how they got there, because I think they trying to credit the boat, giving the boat to someone else. You know what I mean? They trying to credit other nationalities for doing certain things, but just because they can't explain certain things. On top of that, it's been the whole goal of Europe was to erase our history. When you go to school, they don't teach you nothing about Africa. They teach you about the slave trade. And when they talk about indigenous people, they just look like Asians with long hair. I took an anthropology class, and I seen that they teach you where everybody came from, and it's clear as day. But you go talk to the white home, go talk to your white homie. What is he gonna tell you? Oh, the Samaritans, the aliens came down and and they brought the white folks to rule, and the slave and the black folks to slave. You know what I mean? It's like it's just so much. I hate to say the word misinformation out there, but it's just a lot of just information just to give the European Caucasian brain power within themselves. But if they realize that they all came from Africa and all they are is just albino black people, I mean, what's the level of respect that we should be given, right? You got to look at the Bible, everything that they believe in. You got to rewrite all that stuff because it ain't what they say it is. And this goes for the racist people who are racist as hell, and this goes for the people who don't think they're racist at all. They still think they're better than you. And that's the problem. That's where the racism gets diluted, because I'm a strong believer that Democrat, Republican, two sides of white supremacy. They both want control. One thinks they can control people by feeding them, telling them what they want to hear, muting them, making them weak, dividing the family up. And the other side just believes that they're better than us, and we got to prove ourselves to them. Which is, it's two sides of this. Two sides of it. One side is actively trying to break, and they work together. One side is actually trying to break down the household for black families. They want their kids to be they want their kids to feel like they're not as good as the rest. It's all in self-esteem. They want you to get the job and not feel like you better than the other coworker. They want to pay you less. Even if you are better, even if you're 10 times better, they still gonna pay you less. Because ultimately, they know what black power do, and I think that's what it comes down to. They know what the black power does, and it's when the kings come to the throne, they don't want to get off the throne, and ultimately they don't. Like when Obama was elected president, they made sure to let Obama know, like, hey, you not that nigga. You ain't finna do shit for niggas. You know what? You're gonna do shit for the Rainbow Coalition. So it's all about just controlling how we think, how we feel about us, controlling our self-esteem, right? And they don't like. And then on top of that, they try to divide us through. And I think this goes for all races, essentially. They try to divide us through sex. They try to divide us through the sexes, and I think they try with all races, but they know that black folks can be, like they try to divide us. They know it's easier. You know what I mean? When you're not looked up good upon, you know what I mean? Like yeah, you hear the races, they go through different races, they go through it, you know what I mean? The Hispanic girl, she's gonna take all the bullshit from the Hispanic husband, right? But it doesn't apply to black people. Like they don't like to take shit. Like if like if your bitch acting up, like, if you acting up, your bitch don't want to take that shit, and she's not gonna learn to deal with it because she doesn't see the bigger picture. And I think that's where they get black folks in general. They don't want us to see the bigger picture. To where y'all see the same, you see the same Hispanic chick getting slapped up at home by her husband and still having babies. It's like loyalty. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, I'll just say. I think more of it's progressive. I think it's just progressive. Because I don't think that, I think women are actually becoming more of becoming breadwinners. They're becoming more active. They're having more independent thought. To where a man and a man gotta like, this may be some Kevin Samuel shit too, because I really didn't want to go too far into this, but I think a man does need to control. A man and a woman definitely need to be on the same page, style-wise. Let's just say, not say man needs to control, but a man needs to make sure him and his girl are on the same page, and that goes to all races. And I think that could be the problem sometimes, because when you have a certain group feeding information to just these particular girls, and then but not necessarily all the girls, you know what I mean? And it's kind of targeted. It's targeted. I think this whole Kamala thing and black women just kind of like saying, hey, we done fucking with the politics. We not fighting for none of that shit no more. We worried about us. You know what I mean? And I felt like that was delegated, because it wasn't like this last year. They weren't saying that last year. But after Kamala lost, why is everything like? I'm gonna think about me now. And you can see it in the comments. You can see it in the comments. Black women are united 100%. If black men had that kind of unity, we could take over the world. But black women have united, and statistically, and I believe it's statistically, I'm trying to figure out how they added it up, but black women are the highest educated group in America, and I think it's based off of the percentage, college degrees of the total percent. So it's not like there's more educated black women than Asian. It's just the more black women as a whole percentage. Like there may be like 20% more, black educated black women and only 10% Asian or 10% Mexican. Even though that Mexicans maybe double us or triple us in numbers, right? But black women are the highest educated group. And I've heard that. I looked it up. And yes, it is, as far as percentage-wise, yes, they have been. You know what I mean? That means they own a lot of student loans. They're probably the highest, as far as university-wise, they probably paying the universities a lot of money for that, too. So, I mean, so when you talk about student loans and stuff like that happened in the last administration that didn't go through, like, black women wanted that to happen because they got a lot of student loans they got to pay off. It ain't free to be education. My sister still go to she's going to school to keep her student loans from being hit, to defer student loans longer. So black women are going to continue to be the smartest group because they can continue to go to school to keep from paying them student loans, unless they get the job of their dreams, which it's going to take a little bit longer because we in America. So let's just wrap this up because I know I went from here to there and everywhere. Just circling back to Elon Musk, and let me play that video real quick because honestly, that shit didn't look right to me. But I heard I'm a man. I listen to the explanation, and I can tell like if you're throwing a Nazi sign up, you're not gonna say it's not a Nazi. Like if you're doing it and you're not at no white black party or something hidden somewhere, you're gonna say, hey, yeah, that was a Nazi sign. There he goes. And the explanation is Elon said, from the heart to you guys. You see this shit? From the heart.
Because he has autism.
Yeah, from the heart to the sun.
He's just an autistic guy trying to express.
Yeah. Look. Now we got the real Nazis. Well, these ain't the real. These are the Fed Nazis, and we're gonna see a lot of that. All I say is, with this new Trump presidency, y'all don't jump to call everything racist, because white folks especially, y'all need to shut the fuck up with that shit. Y'all don't get to dictate. Y'all don't get to tell us what's racist or not. You never were able to tell us what's racist or not. We tell you what's racist, because you can't see racist. You think you can see it. And it's all based on how we react. You don't get to decide what's racist. You can decide what's homophobic. You can decide what's anti-white, but you can't tell us what's racist. I'm tired of just y'all trying to dilute the word and just say everything. Mind your fucking business. And that goes for all y'all other races. That if somebody's talking some shit about black people and you feel like you want to jump in and say that's racist, shut the fuck up. Mind your business. We can handle our shit. If we choose to ignore that shit, we choose to ignore. We don't need you defending us, because all you doing is trying to play a play to make it seem like you not. But we already know, like, either your parents raised you to not like black people, or your parents raised you to think you better than black people. Then there's a small minority where the parents kind of taught them the right way. So the left think they better than black people. They never tell you that. They'll never tell you that, but guarantee you, when it comes to the job, and it comes to who's going to keep the job or not, they're going to be crazy if you kept the job and they didn't. They're going to go crazy. Then the N-words are going to fly. And a lot of them don't like, they're going to turn racist when you don't move or do what they think you should do. So they'll call you a coon. I mean, we can't have no white people calling black people coons. We can't have no white people calling black people Uncle Toms. Like that shit, we can't have none of that shit. I don't care if the nigga is licking Trump's toenails. We no jigaboos. Y'all can't talk about Snoop. Y'all can't talk about Nelly. You can't talk about Soulja Boy. You can't. I'm sorry. It's not. You can't. You cannot criticize black folks for doing what we want to do. Because we got to get bread. We got generational wealth to build. If a nigga in the Klan, you can call him a Klan member. If a nigga wearing a Nazi suit, you can call him a Nazi. But if it's not that clear as day, y'all gotta mind your business. So I don't want y'all coming at black conservatives. I don't want y'all coming at rich black people that don't think like you. I don't want y'all coming at black business owners that don't think like you, that don't like immigrants. I don't want y'all coming at black folks. Like, for real. If it's about immigration, like, we in California, we deal with a lot of this. It's, like I said at the start, we deal with more races. We deal with more from some of these other races than we do with white folks. Y'all don't get to call us racist or stupid or ignorant for not liking, just having a flood of illegal immigrants here. Maybe some people do. Maybe some black folks benefit off of that. Maybe they got a business and they hiring them, right? But there's some black folks that lose out on jobs because of that. Because be honest with you, that black dude that's hiring illegal immigrants, we feel like he should be hiring black folks because the Mexican dude is hiring the illegal immigrants. And he's not hiring black folks. He's never going to hire black folks. So y'all don't get to dictate nothing about race when it comes to racism. Y'all can call yourself racist when you start acting racist. But if your white homie starts saying nigger, 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 and that's your white homie, Unless he calling you, maybe you could say something. He calling you that. But that's your white homie. That's who you been kicking it with. That makes you want to, you know what I mean? That's who you hang out with. So we're not defending none of this shit. Y'all wanna jump on Lyndon Johnson's dick for the Civil Rights Act, but he's a fucking racist. He was a Dixiecrat. Y'all wanna be on Biden's dick because Biden, I don't know what the fuck. Biden's a racist. But for some reason, y'all like Trump, just because Trump didn't rent to black people, he's a perpetual racist. That's some racist shit, though. And to be honest with you, y'all bring up something from the 80s that Trump did, but that's something that still goes on today. You know what I mean? That's still something that still goes on today from people like you. Y'all own homes. Y'all not renting out to black people. We got to have the extra security deposit. We got to have a 759 credit score just for you to trust us. What's this shit? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of bullshit. Just tired of y'all need to mind your fucking business. You're already trying to promote the Rainbow Coalition so y'all can be minorities. We knew that was the plan. Niggas ain't dumb. Then you want to promote DEI for us? No, it's because you're trying to get more white folks in. Because DEI ain't just about color of skin. It's about sex and gender. You want your weirdos, to the trail. I'm not saying like all the LG, because it's up to a point. I'll say up to the G, LBG. Yeah, up to the G is regular. When you start talking about T, like, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be forcing companies to hire men in women's dresses. That's all I'm saying. It shouldn't be part of DEI. If y'all want to support black people, let's not support crazy white folks in dresses. Why we gotta support like you want to just hire more white folks? That's all it is. You want to make white folks a victim. So you create a whole generation of victims who are harmed, and people don't like them because they talk weird. And they do weird shit that don't promote humanity. But do you? Because if you're grown and that's who you is, that's who you are. But just really what it come down to, I told someone they was talking about our ancestors. Like, oh, our ancestors would be mad at Snoop. I'm like, nigga, this shit was saying like gay black guy or something. I'm like, nigga, fuck you talking about? Like, it wouldn't be if you was the ancestors, we wouldn't even be here. Fuck you talking about our ancestors? Because if you was our ancestors with your ideology, we wouldn't even be here. Niggas would have been extinct. And that's the whole goal of that too, to reduce the population. So there's real gay people out there. You know what I mean? My sister, she's lesbian. She's always been that way. She's always a tomboy. I seen her. She tried to go straight. You know what I mean? But she's always been that way. You know what I mean? Then I got some cousins that, them niggas is a product of the system. Them niggas think it's easier to be that way. You know what I mean? So it's just two sides of the coin. So I'm just gonna wrap it up like that. Let's leave it alone. I think I went too hard in. Hopefully, niggas don't get on my head. Yeah, that's the good in the hood. Y'all be safe. Like, subscribe, follow. Share this to your friends if they need to hear it.